Slick and Shiny, tongue-in-cheek productions, once more, takes a look at Denison. Denison is now called Mountain View. This is an old map from about 1915. It was a road atlas when the car travel was becoming a big thing. The red lines were roads. The black lines were railroads. This is Greensburg over here. What you can see is this railroad line was coming up to Denison, or what we now know as Mountain View. Now, I've never seen a map that shows a railroad coming up to Mountain View, Denison. The closest I could ever find to it was this 1903 topographical map showing out here what we now know as Route 30, what we now know here, Denison, as Mountain View, and down here, a place called Klondike. Well, Klondike is not Klondike anymore. It's now called Marguerite. And up here you have Kearney, which is now known as nothing. I don't think anybody knows about Kearney anymore. But anyhow, in 1903, the railroad came up as far as Marguerite. Now, did it one time come up the valley of the stream up to Denison, Mountain View? I don't know. I just bring it up as a question. Maybe somebody out there might have heard stories about that. This is contemporary mapping. You see, the courthouse mapping shows Denison. This is a map I got from Courthouse GIS just a couple months ago. This is Route 30 going through what we think of as Mountain View. This is the jog on what was once an old country road, and we'll get a better look at it by getting a look at an older map. This is 1857. This is what we now know as Mountain View, and it was what was once called Denison. But even back as far as 1857, I don't see the name Denison on the map. I first was aware of that in writing from 1897. Now, this is what was the old turnpike, and the road was coming up this way, which was more or less a crossroads. And that jog, that old crossroads, shows up on a contemporary map right here. Right here. This is Route 30 as we know it right now. This is a bit more detailed, extensive kind of photographic map. Google Earth showing the situation out there at Mountain View or Denison. We're going to look at this point down here. This is that point on Route 30, looking north, more or less. Up here is where Mountain View used to sit. It's now been erased. Now, this is the point again we're looking for. We're going to look this time out this way, and we'll see Route 30 going east. This is Chestnut Ridge out here in the distance. This is our reference image again. This time we look at Route 30 going this way, more or less west. And we see this promontory up here. This is Huckleberry Ridge, what was once known as Huckleberry Ridge, which is pretty much forgotten now. And another contemporary map showing the situation out there. This is the old alignment of Route 30. And we're going to see this up here, this corner right here. This is where Mountain View Hotel was originally built in 1924. This was the original Mountain View Hotel. This is an old photo, most likely from the 50s. We can see the cars. This is a 55 Buick. This back here looks like a 57 Buick. This was done by Leroy Smeltzer, and his son, Glenn Smeltzer, shared this with us, a good old photo. Now, the front of Mountain View, it used to face the older alignment of Route 30, and we'll see how it used to do that. This was the old alignment of Route 30 up this way. Route 30 now goes down here, and this was the old Mountain View Hotel built in 1924. You can see there have been additions put on here. This is that area now, looking down from Google Earth. This is the place up here where Mountain View Hotel was originally built. And as you can see, it's been pretty much erased. There are now gas pumps down here and some other rather nondescript structures. And on the older alignment of Route 30, we're going to see another mapping that will help us look at that. This is the old alignment of Route 30. Route 30 now goes this way, it goes through here. This corner right here is where the old Mountain View Hotel was built, which was pretty much the center of what was once called Denison. This mapping from about 1915 shows us the farms. This is called the farm line map from the courthouse. This area up here was owned by the Shearer farm, the Shearer family. It was their farm. And up in here was another place that was built to cater to travelers on the new road. People driving their automobiles back in, maybe the 20s, the 30s, into the 40s. Very much looking like a family operation. They had gasoline pumps to service the old cars, to keep them from getting hungry. And if you got hungry, you could stop and have a hot dog or, ham and eggs and whatever. And you see the name of the place was Huckleberry Inn, named after Huckleberry Ridge. And it wasn't the only place out that way. Just a bit west of Huckleberry Inn was a place called Ferguson's. Another place that very much catered to, the mobile traffic, people trying out their new automobiles. And you would have gas pumps to keep your car fed, and it looks like here they probably also fed people. It says that the Lancaster family ran this for a good number of years. And what there is to know about this is this probably has not been erased or removed. Not everything has been taken away. This is a contemporary view done by Google Earth. It shows what I take to have been Ferguson's, or the place that Lancaster family ran. This is another shot of it. And I think that's enough. And Porky tells us that we've gone far enough, and we'll say so long and thank you for coming along on our trip. Bye now.